Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget spites and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our...
Come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our nation. We want to build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. That's a very powerful statement. Come, let us work hand in hand to build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I want to encourage you, the viewers on Facebook, please share the live. Those on YouTube, do the same thing. Sharing is caring. I want to say this, and I think I said it before on this program a number of times. The NNP will not go to sleep and allow the NDC to govern, to bring prosperity, to bring benefits to the Grenadian people. They will not do that because they want what the NDC has. And once you understand that basic intention, because it is the intention of the NNP, they want to get back into power. So they will continue to be the obstructionist type. They will continue to be agents who hate progress, haters of progress, they will continue to be unpatriotic because they want to undermine our democracy. They want to undermine what is happening for us, the good things that are happening for us. So, because I am politically savvy, politically astute, I know that the NNP will not just relax and allow opportunities to flow for our Grenadian brothers and sisters. That will not happen. They are desperate to get back into power. But it says something about how you have to manage, how you have to govern, how you have to operate. Because the election was only about 10 months ago, just about 10 months ago. And they will not allow the NDC to do stuff to transform this country. Every single thing becomes a problem for them. They are so desperate that they are saying the prime minister should show some political maturity and have Keith Mitchell accompany him to the coronation of King Charles III. You know, the Governor General and our beloved Prime Minister is in the United Kingdom. They were invited to the coronation of King Charles III and about 2 or 3 other people who did well in a number of areas, right? So that is the level of desperation. They want Keith Mitchell to still believe that he's prime minister. They want our beloved Deacon Mitchell to have Keith Mitchell a part of his delegation to the coronation. So, look, I am saying to our Grenadian brothers and sisters, this is no joking matter, you know. And that makes me reconfirm the hurt that they're feeling. They're hurt. Because to go as far as to propose, and mind you, you would not be surprised who is actually proposing that. No, no. Well, you shouldn't be surprised. So you have Akima Paul. I thought she went and hid, right? She's not living here. She left here, left all, the suffering, the problems, and everything, and she run out, so to speak. She gone, right? For a better life and so on. Nothing wrong with that. But hear this. Akima Paul posts on her page on Facebook. And you see, these people have political aspirations. So you cannot just pass what they put up on their page as a joke. So on her page, she was referencing the Prime Minister of the Bahamas inviting the opposition leader to an event, right? Some investment seminar. And she making the point that it is political maturity, right? That is what she really speaking to. Investment summit or seminar. Then Linda Straker, who always playing some big reporter or big journalist, a piece of no good in my belief. She then commented under that post, and that's what is political maturity in the interests of the country, right? But the usual suspects, they're the ones who will comment and so on. Then the Anthony Bridgman guy, and you may know him, you may have heard of him. He said, this is good stuff. That's how it's supposed to be. And, the whole thing continues. They start talking. Nimrod Oliver, the guy who was badly beaten in the St. George Northeast area, country first, right? Bridgman, Akima Paul, I don't believe in your British king, but it would have been a great idea for our PM to have invited His Majesty opposition leader to the ceremony. He's attending, same thing out there. And they start going on and on about political maturity and what should be and what should not be. And then I say, but wait. It's amazing because I didn't hear the Akima Paul, the Linda Streaker, the Bridgman guy, and the Nimrod Oliver, and all of these people. When Nazim Book, when V. Nazim Book applied for a job while in opposition, right? Applied for a job. And I say to myself, but wait. He applied for a job as a Grenadian for the same Commonwealth. Because remember, we are part of Commonwealth. And the reason why the Prime Minister and the Governor General is going to the coronation is because the real head of state is King Charles III. The Governor General is only a representative, a symbolic head, right, of the king. She's here, she's representing the king, right? So that's the only reason why they are part of this. The United States is not a part of this. Anybody who, in fact, those who became the Republicans on, they are not a part of this. Barbados is a republic, Trinidad is a republic, and Jamaica is going into that direction. But for now, they're still under the crown, under the king's rule or rulership. But hear this. I remember when Nazim Burke, who is a Grenadian, applied for a job, and Keith Mitchell spoke and laughed, and they were giggling about it, how he stood in the way of this guy, a Grenadian.
A Grenadian person applied for assistant secretary. A Grenadian person applied for assistant secretary general of the Commonwealth job, which is available, and they need my endorsement or rejection. So I want to know who is the person. When they said V. Nazimbok, I said, but no. I said, the man is a political leader, and we support proper governance. I can afford to let the leader of the opposition party go and serve outside and make it almost a one-party state. Let the man stay here and represent the country.
And they're jeering, they're laughing. That was like a joke, That was like a joke. Nazim Bok was not elected. He was just the leader of the NDC at the time because he lost in 2013. But he has to, continue living. You saw, for example, Simon Steele, right? He applied for that job in the UN regarding climate change and so on. No one stood in his way. In fact, our beloved Prime Minister, when he travels to the United States, and specifically the UN, he would first embrace Simon Steele. He would congratulate him. He would applaud him. That is what a good leader does, right? So if you talk in political maturity, I would think that you would start from within NNP to say, but wait, Keith Mitchell should not have done that to Nazim Burke. And look, he specifically make sure and say, well, a Grenadian applied for a job with the Commonwealth. But Nazim Burke was never elected at the time. He was never elected. He was the leader of the NDC. But the level of malice, the level of wickedness, the level of nastiness on the part of the NNP and Keith Mitchell, one wonders, because you see, these people are convenient. They're now saying, well, look, Keith Mitchell should accompany Nazim Burke, Deacon Mitchell and the Governor General. But, and speaking to political maturity, and that would have been political maturity. But we have seen on umpteen occasions where Keith Mitchell, that piece of thing, has, acted like a liquor boy. Look at the situation when Ivan devastated Grenada. And those who are reasonable in their thinking would conclude the same thing. Ivan devastated Grenada, right? And we needed to come together, work together to build back, build back better. The Honorable Tillman Thomas at the time was leader of the opposition because NDC had 7 seats and NNP had 8. So he approached the Prime Minister at the time, Keith Mitchell, to say, well, let us work together. Let us unite. Let us team up and build back Grenada better. He used words to that effect. The response he got, right, the alleged response he got was, 2 male crab can't stay in the same hole. It's amazing. It is amazing. And then recently, only recently, the Honorable Delma Thomas decided she would work together for her constituency and for the people there, her constituents. So she will team up with the Honorable Gloria Thomas to bring benefits to her people. She was later invited by the government to go to New York to speak to our Grenadian brothers and sisters there. It's independence, to be a part of the gala event and so on. Do you know the NNP leadership and NNP supporters wanted to crucify her in the public politically? They were angry, they were bitter, they were upset. How is it that this opposition MP could accompany the Honorable Andy Williams and the Honorable Joseph Andel to New York to interact with our Grenadian brothers and sisters? So why now these people are suggesting that Keith Mitchell should accompany the Honorable Deacon Mitchell because he's the leader of the opposition and so on to the coronation of King Charles III? Why? Why you all are so convenient? And that is my question, Why you want to hold the NDC to a different standard? So Keith Mitchell should be the liquor boy in politics. Keith Mitchell should be allowed to do anything. And it's all cool. Right? It's amazing. But I am so happy that the Honorable Deacon Mitchell did not carry this old bag of coals dust with him, Yeah, I am so happy that he did not carry this bag this old bag of coals dust with him to this coronation to the United Kingdom. In fact, the Governor General has been extremely, extremely happy. Everywhere you see her, she's smiling. She started to put on weight because a whole load has been lifted from her back. I'm telling you. But look, Keith Mitchell described himself. Huh? I shouldn't even describe him. Listen.
Complaining that this one old dirty man should not have had the power.
Describe himself, huh? And that is important. He described himself for us. Keith Mitchell described himself.
Complaining that this one old complaining that this one old dirty complaining that this one old dirty man should not have had the power.
Right. So, he described himself for us. And many people just get kind of uptight when I call him certain names. But he knows this one old piece of dirty man shouldn't have this power and so on. You understand? Describe. I know the guy, right? But I'm saying I'm so happy that the Honorable Deacon Mitchell did not bring with him to the United Kingdom this old bag of coals dust. Because the NNP has always, since the NDC been in power, they have always been obstructionists. They have always been the stumbling block in the way of development, in the way of advancement and progress. You can't have this individual close to you. You just can't. Look at what happened to the Honorable Delma Thomas. And that is why I say to the NDC, do not trust these people. And don't play nice. Politics is not a nice game. It's not a nice sport. I'm telling you. Don't play nice with these people. So when Linda Straker goes to a press conference, you have to treat Linda Straker the way she should be treated. Don't play nice with her. You believe she has good intention. You believe she wants NDC to survive and to advance and to build and to develop Grenada, Carriacou, and the PT Martinique. Huh? Come on. And that is why yesterday I said to the NDC, you need to put down your foot or put down your feet when it comes to Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique and governance. You have to be in charge. You have to take charge. You cannot be nice to these people because do not believe the NNP gone to sleep. They are working overnight to undermine the NDC. Do not underestimate them. I'm telling you, in the ministries, the different departments, in the police force, in the prison, throughout, you have to take charge. You have to put on your feet. If you fall asleep, these people are going to destroy you. Don't play nice with them. Look at what they have done when it comes to the vendors and when it comes to the hairdressers, the barbers, the nail techs. The operatives, the agents within those ministries actually orchestrated that to give the NNP an opportunity to come out and issue statements. In fact, they have issued so many statements. People are now saying, but wait, This problem with the vendors existed a long, long time ago. This market was under construction donkey years now. The NNP did not attempt to get the market vendors back in the market because they know the market cannot accommodate all of these people. And they know if they attempt to do so, it will be a similar situation because they're cowards. Huh? The NNP, they are cowards. They don't want to solve these things. They don't want to enter into these things because they know politically it can have ramifications. It can have consequences. They know. So the agents are actually doing their bidding for them now. So they put out this letter and they never consulted the market vendors. They never had a meeting with them. And then people now saying, well, the minister this and the minister that and the government this and the government that. It was never the minister or the government who did anything where that is concerned. No. Operatives, agents of the NNP, they're the ones who have been doing these things, undermining, seeking to undermine the NDC. So let the NDC stay there and play nice with these people. You cannot play nice with them. You have to rough them up. You have to take charge. You have to beat your chest and say, I am in charge here. And the buck stops with me. Everything must pass through me. Because if you leave it up to these people, they're going to undermine the NDC. Agents, they're in all different departments and statutory boards and bodies and so. That's how they operate. They think in NNP and they still NNP. I am telling you. So you need to put your feet down and take charge and control this thing. Because at the end of the day, you're the ones who are getting the blame and looking bad. You have to take charge. I'm telling you. I know the NNP. NNP, they don't change. They're nasty. They would always try to undermine the NDC. And look, if the ministers of government, and I know a lot of them, they're listening to this program, if they listen to this program, more often they will become better ministers and better politicians. Because the Grenadian people are listening to this program because they come to this well for knowledge. They come to this well for understanding. They come to this well to be impacted positively. They come here to learn, to know what's going down. And that is what is important. If they listen, like the majority of Grenadians do, the majority of Grenadians listen to this program. And they learn. When you hear other talk shows and the line in which people call in and say certain things, you know for a fact they're listening to this program. So if they listen some more and come in the class, they will be better ministers and better politicians. You see, to run Grenada, to govern Grenada, it's not just having a business background or having maybe you were in some government ministry or so. No. Politics in Grenada is a cutthroat thing. That's exactly what it is. I'm telling you, it is sad, but that's the reality. Look at what's happening here. The tail is wagging the dog. So these folks within the different ministries, they are undermining the government and their policies and everything else. And they know how to do it. So they're giving the NNP life. That is what they're doing. And it's intentional. This is not happening by guess. No, it's not happening by accident. They know what they are doing. And all you need to do is follow the lead. Just follow them. I know all of these people, you know. The reason why I go to those events to identify these people. When they talk, you believe they're talking because they love you or they want good for you. You're joking. Your mother what? They're no good. They don't want to see Grenada move forward. They will do everything to undermine this legitimate government. In fact, they said, well, the government can last for 6 months. Then they move it. They say they can't last for a year. So they're now working towards the target of a year to undermine the NDC. In the next month and some weeks, maybe a month and 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so, the NDC will celebrate 1 year in office. That is how the NNP is operating. And then when the NDC celebrates that 1 year and they ain't get through, meaning the NNP to undermine and get rid of them, to destabilize them, then they work towards 1 year and 6 months. Then they work to 2 years. If they ain't get through, then they work to 2 years and 6 months. If they ain't get through, 3 years. And that's how they're going. That's how they're going. Because they know once you reach 3 years in the political cycle, then it's election. Right? It's election. It's amazing. Right? And Val on the live, look, you don't even understand politics. You don't understand politics. If you understand politics, you will know that the NNP agents are all over the different ministries. And those ministers do not understand that. They don't have the political fortitude to be able to red flag these things. They don't have it. I'm telling you, it's what it is. A lot of them, those NNP agents are running the show. They are dominating everything. It's what it is. And they're doing it step by step by step. Matriculatively, they're achieving that. They're creating chaos for those ministers. So now they're blaming the NDC. They're blaming the government. But that is who they're going to blame. Because they're the ministers and they're supposed to take charge of the different ministries. They have to take charge. The PS is not in charge. You're in charge. You have to establish the line of authority and who is boss in those ministries, or else they go trample you. NNP people bold, you know, and they will do anything to get the NNP back into power. It's what it is. I'm telling you. And they watch me. I told you from day one, right? From day one. The media, the reason why every little thing becomes some TB, some controversy, some talking point, is because the NNP has its tentacles in nearly all those media outfits. Grenadians consume information. The most, all right, so let me put it this way. Grenadians consume information more than anything else. So they listen to radio, they follow TV, they on social media. I mean, they just want to know what's going on. The NNP knows that. That is why some of those radio stations, they got concession, they got all kinds of assistance under the NNP. So they are totally loyal, even if NNP is out of power, they are totally loyal to the NNP. There's no longer the NNP administration there, but it's still loyal to them. Loyal. So their programming, so if, for example, I want to do, or let's say government or NDC, if NDC wants to do something on that particular program, they have to pay a pound and a crown to do it. But the NNP might easily get it free. So the talk shows are leaning towards NNP. The TV shows and all the different shows. That's what they do. Think about it. Tell me 1 or 2 or 3 programs in Grenada that are pro-NDC, for NDC, or for the government. You listen to talk radio, or you follow the podcasts or the podcasters who on Facebook or some social media platform, YouTube or whatever. Tell me, sit where you are, maybe you might be walking, standing, whatever. Tell me 1 or 2 or 3 that you can really point to. But if you ask me, how many stations, how many programs pushing the NNP agenda, I could tell you a whole pile of them. The guy during the nighttime, the Tomcat, NNP. Those up north on that radio station, NNP. The morning program on that station, the early morning program, NNP. That boy on Tuesday on that station there, NNP. Some of those folks who given the news, I could call about 6, 7 names who are within those news outfits who are NNP. And they're pushing NNP throughout. So any little thing, they jump on it and they run with it, and that's how it goes. But the only person out here who is pushing the NDC and who is pushing the NDC administration, the government agenda, is this program and the nightly program. The Heartbeat program, Terry trying his best on a Sunday, but it's already established as a dead time on a Sunday, right? People in church and so on and so forth, but he's trying. But that's the fact. What else? People don't even look at GIS anymore like before. GIS used to be during the, when NDC just won. GIS was the go. After a while, and then you have Speak Out Unfiltered on this same station, Vibes 101.3 and 106.3. The same station every Thursday, so once a week. But generally speaking, all the other outfits, nearly all of them, they're pushing a NNP agenda, and that is what they did in 2008 to 2013. They use the media, they use social media, they use radio, they use TV, their agents and so on, to push the NNP agenda and also to make the NDC look bad. So their real purpose is to make the NDC look bad. Right? But look at it. Where do government advertise stuff? And those statutory bodies and so on. They're feeding them with money, those stations and entities. So while they're pushing an agenda to undermine the government, to get rid of the government, they're getting the funding. Right? In fact, they get interviews too, where those NDC or those ministers go to be interviewed. Think about it. Who interviewed the Prime Minister? Kalistra. She interviewed him. Huh? And the ministers, where do they go to be interviewed? They go on these same outfits. It's amazing, It's amazing. But that is how they trick the system to get back into power. I know this thing to a T. This is not by accident. This is political education 101. Listen to those stations. Just follow it. Spice Mass spending a whole pile of money. Right? The Grenada Board of Tourism, whole pile of money on those stations. Lotto, a whole pile of money. Nawasa, a whole pile of money. Grenlec, a whole pile of money. Right? Statutory bodies, a whole pile of money on those stations to keep them afloat. But what they're doing? They're undermining NDC and undermining the government. They did it in 2008, between 2008 and 2013. That's what it is. But where do the ministers go? There. They go there and interview. And you think it's easy to go and eat by your enemy? You don't afraid they poison you? Huh? You think it's easy to go? You were not there. Right? Housing authority also. Housing authority, yes. Thank you, my good partner, Pele Dabode. Right? You think it's easy. You are not in the kitchen. And your enemy invited you. Right? Invited you. And look, those folks don't have to come on this program here because I could handle my scene. I don't need them to come on this program. Really and truly, if they want to come, so be it. But I don't need them to come here. I can handle my scene. I understand this thing to a T. Right? It's what it is. They come, then come. The rating of this program is bigger than any other program in Grenada. Any other program in Grenada. And the NDC base, they look to this program for information. I could tell you we have thousands of them right now listening to this program. That's where they listen to get information. So I was saying, right? They feed these people with the money to keep ads and all kind of stuff. And you think easy. You're not in the kitchen. You're in there when your enemy cooking. But your enemy invite you to come and eat. And you're eating comfortably. You don't afraid they poison you? Huh? You're not afraid they poison you? This thing is common sense. It's common sense. It's what it is. But you know, the NDC not stupid. When they have some fundraiser, right? Some activity, they're not putting those ads and all the promo and so on those stations that they go in and do an interview on that don't like them, right? They're not advertising and promoting it there. No, they're sending it to me. They say, Kem Jones, advertise this to me, promote this to me, talk about this to me. Because why? They know I am speaking and communicating with the base of the NDC. Yeah. You think they know? They know. So when they have some cake sales, some barbecue, some big gala, some this and that, all this activity, they say, Kem Jones, advertise that for me now, promote that for me now. Yeah. You think they're stupid? They're sending it to Kem Jones because they know I have the biggest audience in Grenada, and those in the diaspora, same thing, right? The biggest audience. They know that. They send it to Kem Jones. They say, advertise that for me now, promote that for me now, push that for me now. But when it comes to them getting these things on those stations, they can't get it. You think those stations will promote NDC events and activities? You damn lie, you're joking. You're joking. It would never happen. Never. And it's what it is. So they know what is happening. Don't fool yourself, you know. And that is why I'm saying there needs to be an awakening. You have to come to your senses politically. You can't be that naive. You have to come to your senses. You're feeding these people with money. But they're against you. They don't want you to remain in government. They want to see your back. It's what it is. It's amazing. That is what it is. They want your head. They want your head on the block. But check it out. And look, I am in this thing long enough to know what's going down. Look at all this. Listen to them sponsorships. Housing Authority. Ads for so they paying all them stations you hit. Nawasa. Grenlec. Board of Tourism. Lotto. Who again? Who I miss out? Solid Waste Management Authority. They're spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on those stations. Yeah. And what those stations do? They undermine the NDC and the government. The majority of them. Don't play with that, you know. That's how they do it. That's how the NNP has always gotten back into power. Right? And maybe I could ask Kim for the next 15 minutes to talk about that. Because look, this is political education. Let me speak to Kim. Let me play a little music. and ask him for a 15 minutes addition. We got to talk. I have to speak to you about a number of things. It's so important. Very important. All right? Me ask my partner Kim for a 15 minutes.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget spites and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand. Because
right, so it seems as though Kim is not close to his phone, but if you're listening, Kim, you can give me a 15 minutes addition there so I can talk a bit, right? 15 minutes more. It is so important that you understand how the NNP gets back into power. If you understand that, you then can put certain safeguards to prevent that from happening. I spoke to you at length about the agents within those different ministries and departments and so on who are working overnight to undermine the government. And if those ministers don't take charge and put their feet down to control this thing, they will be embarrassed over and over and over again. Right? You have to take charge. Don't play nice. Politics is not no nice game. And green teeth and skin teeth. They will stab you in your back with a dagger. They ain't like you. And they don't want you to be in power. Don't believe they like you. You're making a mistake. All right? And then I'm saying to you, it is also important that you understand what gets these people back there. The media, the radio, the TV, look at the ads and the promotions and so on, where they come from government, statutory bodies. Not plenty of those private sector, the businesses and so on. No. And they do these things because once you're getting money and you're keeping your thing on air and so on, they're good to go. Look what's going on. Anytime the NNP put out a release, it's all over the place. It's talked about on every station. Every station, they talk about it. It's amazing. It becomes news. That's how they do it. And that's how they make people believe that the government is not doing this and the government is not doing that. And even if the government is doing all what they're doing. You cannot play nice. Thank you, Kim. Right? Kim the King, they say, hey, man, it's granted. Good, thanks. Right? You can't play nice with these people. You can't. And again, I want them to think, will you go and eat a plate of food from your enemy? You were not there when they cook it, but they invite you to come over to eat. And make it even worse, your enemy not eating, but you alone eating, and they're watching you eat. That would not happen. Well, only if you want to die. Only if you want to die. I'm telling you. But that is how they do it. That's how they function. And then they always play on the poor and the vulnerable and the poor people and the poor people. And that's how they do it. But here it is. They ain't like poor people, Check it out. Keith Mitchell he said he had $19 million at the time. How much money his members of parliament them others have? And his supporters, the majority of these people are in poverty. They're not helping them to get out of poverty. They like to see them poor. They don't like to see them get out of poverty, people. So they talk about poor and the poor people and the women and look at what they treat Delma Thomas. Huh? Look how they treat Delma Thomas and Kate and how they treat Pamela and how they treat Kindred. Look how they treat them. I talk about women and women. No, That's a strategy. That's how they do it. To get sympathy and to get this and to get... That is how they do it. It is simple. And don't doubt that those in the union, for example, who pushing this thing about Karakou 5 and that one and this one, and don't doubt that they already engaged them to work with them, and once they get into power, they will be promoted, and they will be this, and they will be that. Don't underestimate them. You know? They go about promising and so on. If you help me to undermine them, if you help me to do this, you can't. This thing is no nice game. It's no nice game. And you're playing nice, and you're playing good with these people. You're mad. You're crazy or what? They go damage you. They go undermine you. They ain't good. You have to put your foot down. And that is what I have been saying from day one. All you need to do is just follow. I am a person who analyze things. Just follow the news cycle. Follow those stations and so on. You see, they're anti-government. They're pushing a NNP stuff, narrative and everything else. That's what they're doing. It's, look, as my good partner, Sawandi here, saying, well, use Chester Humphrey as an example. When NNP came into power, Chester Humphrey was made what? President of the Senate? Yeah. So, if you don't want to learn, that is your business, you know. But if you really want to learn, come here, you must learn here. You think what I'm saying is by accident and mistake? I am letting the listeners and viewers know what's going down. Once they know, that's what we need. And everything I say could connect the dots. Do not doubt that these people may have engaged, some of them union people who you find they resistant and they pushing the thing and they're talking about they want more than the 13%, you know, and all this stupidness. Do not doubt that they engaged them already. In fact, I saw something out about they want to engage you. Something I saw. They want to engage something. Engage. Somebody said it to me, I have it somewhere wrongly. Some kind of engagement that a certain that Diablo and his gang want to do. They want to engage the unions and engage this one and that one, and they send them letter and they something like that. Somewhere wrong there. Somewhere somebody sent it for me, you know. Right? Somebody sent anything for me yesterday. All right? All right. Somewhere wrong here. It's amazing. Right? Amazing. But that's how they function. That's how they do the thing. That's how they trick the nation. They've always done that. Always. Right. Press release. The leader of the Honorable has indicated his intention to meet with various stakeholders in national development. Dr. has already written to the Grenada Trade Union Council requesting a meeting with a team to discuss issues of national importance. The opposition believes that engagement like these can bring immense benefit to Grenada Cargo. That's how they do it. What do you think? Watch. I don't operate Vike. I understand this thing to a T. So they engage these people, and they promise this and then these people come now and start to undermine the government, the legitimate government. Yeah. And then in some of those ministries, it is like a movie that a cartoon that my daughter watches quite frequently. One that speaks to Paris. Evilize them, something like that. How you call it? It's like a butterfly, right? 1 minute. Zeli, come here. Right? Evilize them. There's a name for it. Go out my whatever. So anybody who is Ladybug, that's it. Ladybug. Right? Ladybug. That's the name of the cartoon. Ladybug. So anybody who kind of feeling down and they disappointed and so on, this evil person would send. Come. What was the name? What's the name of the guy in Ladybug who normally sends the butterfly to evilize them? The Ladybug, the cartoon. Yeah. Who's the guy? There's a guy who normally go and evilize them people. Cat Noah, right? Cat Noah. That's it. Good. Cat Noah. All right, Zeli? Nice, thanks. Cat Noah. So Zeli said Cat Noah. That's an evil spirit to this guy, and he would send this evil butterfly. And there's a good side, right? Ladybug and another one who will try to fix the thing. So it's a similar thing how the NNP is operating. So there are certain people in ministries. There's a certain one in the union. She wanted to be PS in Ministry of Education. So they go to her and they say, well, you don't get to be the PS. You don't see they don't give you PS. So work on undermine them. Undermine them. And once we get back into power, we're going to make you PS. And they go into different departments and so on. That's how they do it. So there's one CTO. They put up that position for when it's open, you can apply for it. A vacant, right? Or if not vacant, is a position. There's a vacancy that apply for it, right? Yeah, it's amazing. so they go to these people and they say, well, do X and do Y, undermine them, right? Undermine them, man. Hack mot or whatever they call, but cut that particular name. Go out and evilize this and evilize that. So they're saying to them, well, I go do it better for you. Not that they're going to do it better, but that is what they're doing with the government. They're undermining the government in all those different departments. Undermining. You have to take charge. Grenadians still respect a de facto dictator. Grenadians still respect a totalitarian. Grenadians still respect a person who governs with an iron fist. That's in our blood. It's ingrained. Look at what the NNP got. 13 and a half years straight. 13 and a half years straight. Right? Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about the name of the individual, the butterfly I am talking about. The butterfly would go out and evilize them, the butterfly. Forget about, right? And the individual, not either the name of the, I think Katna is the name of the man, the person, the evil person, and the butterfly, the name is a hackmot or whatever they call it. But the individual, this evil individual who goes out and send this butterfly, this moth to evilize them, that kind of thing. Right, that's what I'm referring to. But we understand, we get the picture. Right? So yeah, we know all you watch cartoon and thing, and we know. All right? We know what's going on. We understand. Good. So forget that. We understand the substance of the thing. That is what English is about. Getting to understand. It's not just knowing a name and knowing a this and knowing a that. Waste of time. Understand the thing. All right? So I'm saying to you, that's how they function. That's how they do it. So you have to put your feet down or else they're going to trample. You can't play nice with them. You can't. They come around and they way nice with who? You're joking. Those NNP supporters, they are hurting, They're hurting. They're hurting bad. You think that's a joke? You taking this thing as a joke? The level of hurt and they're missing what they had. They had access to this one and that. They had money and power. It's what it is. So you're a minister and you're this and you're that, and you're playing nice with these people? Huh? Look at what they do you. They make you look bad with the vendors. No meeting, no consultation, just put out a letter and put out all kind of stupidness. Huh? They make you look bad with the hairdressers, nail techs, and barbers. They make you look bad. So people ponging you, left, right, and center. They're going after you. That is how they function every single moment. That's how they do the thing. So you don't know that? You have to wake up. You have to wake up. Look for your people. Promote your people. If you try to play nice, look, for example, the police force. Promotion coming up soon. If you try to play nice with them, NNP and them, you go end up in problem. They don't like you. They don't like you. They never like NDC. Them NNP and them. They never and they would never. Never. Don't play nice with them. For example, yesterday I went to two funerals, and I happened to be in a particular one. And an NNP one no, come and ask me for a drink. I say, miss, who you asking for a drink? Just so I say, who you asking for a drink? You want who me giving you a drink? Huh? And I don't care what you who listening to the program are viewing think. I ain't giving her no damn drink. Go to the NNP and get it. Huh? Come and ask me, you joking. That money that I'm going to give you the drink is NDC people are giving me. Reasonable thinking people out there in the diaspora and in Grenada who giving me that. I don't giving you no damn drink. Go somewhere else and get it. That's how, this thing is a serious thing, you know. You believe this thing is joke? They don't want the NDC to do good and to survive and to bring prosperity. And you have to, NDC has to understand that early, you know. Early in the game, you have to understand this early o'clock. Now is the right time for them to understand it in the first year of your reign. That is when you have to understand it. That is when now, not down the road, you can't play nice with these people. They go stab you in the back. Your mother. Way. And they're all about in every area, because the NNP was in power for a long time. So they have a lot of loyalists in a lot of different places. I'm telling you, they're no good. They would undermine the NDC over and over. And because you see, the NDC, you know, when you look at it, they play nice, huh? Nice and playing good with these people. Good what? Don't play good with them. They ain't good. They go undermine you. You have to put your feet down, take charge. Your PR needs to improve. Your PR sucks. I'm telling you, NDC, your PR sucks. It's terrible. You have party and you have government. You have to up your game. There was a time when you're seeing all the good things that the government doing. Yeah? Yep. You remember that? There was a time you're seeing all, for the last 2 to 3 weeks, right? Well, let me cut it down a bit. For the last 2 weeks, you seen those things? Huh? You seen it? Play, stay there and play dumb. You seen those good, positive things highlighted, showcased, and so on? From GIS and so? Which part? You see, some people know, look, I live this. I dream this. I eat it. I dream it. I sleep it. I wake up in it. It's what it is. Have you, in the last 2 weeks, just check it out. You had observed what going down? You see they highlighting on the roads billing and the schools and the days and all what they're doing and all the benefits and the this and the helping down and the houses that they're building. Excuse me. You see they highlighting that? Huh? A whole pile of damn photos they're putting up on GIS now. Just photos. Laziness. They're even telling a story. Nothing behind it. And these things are intentional. Intentional. You don't believe so? Let Kem Jones tell you. Yeah, it's intentional. They're not doing this thing by guess. They know what they're doing. A whole pile of stupid photos, only photos made. What's wrong with all you? Where's the PR? Where's the people who you're paying to do the work? They pay to do the work, let them do the damn work. Look at for the last so much weeks. You see anything highlighting the positive things that are happening? Which part they go to sleep? They go to sleep. And that is how this thing function. It was all nice. And that after a while, you just mess. And then they say, Kem Jones, don't talk what a good thing I could sort all you out, you know. Because you see, for me, I want NDC to remain in power for a long, long, long time. So that, and the first year is the right year to put some sense in their head. Your mother what? Check it out. They used to do some nice little short videos, you know, showcasing all the good things that the government is doing and so on. But I used to feel so proud, eh? People used to feel so proud. Come on. It's amazing. All of a sudden, for the last 2 weeks, what are you saying? Only a pile up photo, what? Lazy, stupidness. Two nice little stories now. Tell the story about the good things of the government. We are going so nice, boy. Every morning, positive. You're talking about positive things. Look at what's happening. Look how I sure people miss that. Right now, we are more kind of reacting. I don't want to be reactive. I don't want to be a reactionary. I want to be a proaction, person. Proaction, pro. We're doing things and we're talking about, that's what I want. That's what it's supposed to be. The government doing a lot of things. Right now, you're hearing nothing about it. Only stupidness, melee, cussing, quarreling, da. That's all what they're doing. Because why? That's planted. That's deliberate. We're coming up to 1 year. All you, something wrong with all you? You're not going to take a broom and beat the sense out of you? Or put sense in you? It's coming up to 1 year. So all these things are intentional to undermine the legitimate government. It's coming up to 1 year. Today's the 5th. So you have a month and about 2 weeks or so to go for 1 year. You don't realize what they're doing? There's something wrong with all you. They're doing this thing intentionally to make you look bad for that 1 year. That's what they're doing. And then between 1 year and 1 year and a half, 1 year and 6 months, is a similar thing that will happen. And then by going to the 2 years, same thing. They're undermining the NDC administration. And you have a whole pile of jacket and tie people all around the place. They get big work, they this, they that. They say they have PhD and they have doctorate, master's degree, bachelor. Stupidness. You ask them to do something, they can't even do it. The person who don't have the degree is the one that teaching them and training them how to do the work. Yeah, you know that? That's what's happening. Stupidness. And really and truly, when election time comes around, you see them. Help your people. Push your people. Support your people. Make sure that your people get certain things. So that they then will be able to speak about you and promote you and highlight you. And because NNP will not come out and talk good about NDC. What's wrong with all you? They would not. It's the NDC that are going to go out there and talk good about NDC and promote NDC. I'm telling you, it's what it is. Don't expect the NNP to come and you're joking or what? We're seeing that when and where. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Help your NDC people. Right? Yeah, it will help everybody, but help them more. Give them more. Support them more. Promote them more. So that they will watch your back. So that they're going to push you and safeguard you and everything else. Don't try to play nice with them and NP and them. We're seeing that. Party, hello. Government don't win election. It's the party and the political work. That is what would get you to win again and again and again. Not government. You could be the best minister. Look at Franca Bonadine. Best minister education. She run what she get one cocktail. The licks nearly. Best minister what? You could be the best minister, this, the best minister that. You can't win. Government don't make you win any election. Grenadians remember what you give them in the hand. So if you're using the government, you need to personal. Make it personal. Right? Yes, personal. Come and I give you materials. Come and I give you the road work. Come and I give you some job opportunity. Come and I fix your road and I build your road and I build your drain. I give your child a scholarship and a this and that. That's what they remember. That is what they remember. Nothing more than a government. You think they remember in all the big things that the government doing and so on? They remember in that? They study in that? In fact, Key thought that government will cause him to win the last election, Yeah, so he do this and he do that and he do this and win what? Government don't make you win any election. No. Zero. They don't. It's about Personal touch. You know, I went to Talik funeral, you know, this shorty, Montu. She was a very close friend of mine, right? And, you know, she voted for the NDC and we were always tight. And I remember that little lady said to me, you know, Kim Jones, I remember when you helped me, you know. And I listened to your program and I remember when you helped me. Yeah. I remember again, I told you about the BVI when I went in Tortola. And this guy, Kim Jones. So, he said, what are you doing up here? I said, who are you? He said, remember me? He said, remember when Ivan passed? And my mother had the Samaritan Post house. You know, the tarpaulin around it. And you're walking housing. Remember, we were having trouble to get them to come and board up and do things and fix up the house for us. I was young. He tell me you were young that time. Young, you know. Say, remember you come and you send the Guyanese and them and they come and they sort out the house for you and the family and everything. You know, they nice all you up. They nice them up. Say, I remember that. Remember I met a lady, she said, Kim Jones, you remember when I come to you and you ask me to a little assistance and you help me? That's what people remember, you know? To get them to go and vote. Right? To vote, to go out and vote. That's what they remember. You know? All this thing about government and you're joking. In fact, these people that you would impact up here, that's your people already. Right? Maintain those who, because you see at the end of the day, that's what people look forward to. Direct. You can't break that out of the people. You have direct personal touch. What you could give, what you could help with, a football match, they want jerseys, they want this, get it for them. Netball, this, young people, they're doing something in the community. Help them, give them, get them money, get them this, get them sponsorship, get them. That's what you got to do. That's where the thing is, you know, right there, down in the trenches. That's where you win. That's where you win an election. About government and government may. What's wrong with all you? If you understand that thing, you will know that you could perform excellently in government. But I don't get you to win no election. Find money, find resources to help people down there. And look for your people who campaign, who support you, who go out and who do this and who do that. Look for them and help them. And once they're happy, they go sell you. They go promote you. They go do everything to make sure that you win. Right? It's what it is. It's down there, the battle is in the communities. That's how you win an election. You gotta have a kind of personal. Why Kim Jones, for example? I go to a funeral yesterday up in Vendome up there. Right? Everybody, Kim Jones. Why? You have all kind of radio man out there, all kind of radio personality and podcasters and so. People don't even recognize them. They don't even know they exist. Why? Because it's not just about coming in front of you with a mic and talking. Personality, vibes, satire, right? A little humor, helping people, going out there, mixing and mingling. Yeah. Last night, I went to the funeral. They had a party in the community center. I go and make a wine, I make a dance. Yeah. Everybody watches. Say, Kim Jones, look at him here. Kim Jones. And they remember that. Look at Kim Jones with everybody dancing and strategic, tactical. You pass me by the block. Everybody, the men cooking all along and a day. That's what I did. I did with the people. Right? Tactical. That's why you win. That's why you become untouchable, so to speak, in the political arena. For example, there are some constituencies, if you run a cat, they're voting for the cat for that particular party. Yeah? Because it's a tactical move. You have to do what you must do for your people within your constituency. Down there, your supporters. Look for your people. Give them this, give them that, support them. So what if the NNP run them out and blah, blah, blah? A good friend sent me a thing this morning with some dogs backing. Back. Let it back, so what? Back. So what? Help your people. Once they're happy, everything will be okay with you. Look for them. Go there and help them. It's a personal touch. People remember the last meal. They remember who helped them. the last time wrong. Who gave them this? That's how Grenadians, that's what it is. Right? A word to the wise. Because, we want NDC to remain in power for a very, very long time. We want that. But you can't tell me, as a good friend, McLeish, what's your name? McLeish, my good friend. She said to me, she said, but wait, the NNP lose, but the supporters still win. And when the NNP win, the supporters still win. I said, what do you mean by that? She said, you don't see what's going on? She said, something wrong with you? You don't see what's going on? She said, they still believe they're in charge because they have power, they have access, they have this, they have that. Yeah, the woman said that straight up here. She said, and then I started to think. She said, the NNP lose the election, but the supporters still win because they're in the same position, in the same place, they're enjoying thing and the same power, the same everything. And when the party wins, they still win. How that could be? How that could be? Come on. How that could be? So what? You're playing nice? Huh? I told a friend, I want you to look at Devon, what's his next name, boy? Devon, not Panames, not Potames. He called this morning on the Plead Your Cause program. Not Potames. Devon, what's the name again, boy? Britain. Use Devon Britain as an example of how the NNP operates. During the campaign, for all the years of the NNP, calling Plead Your Cause every day. He calling the Plead Your Cause program nearly every day. And he blasting the NDC, promoting the NNP. And the minute time NDC win the election, where is Devon Britain? Because he walking in BNTF and he calm himself nice. He ain't calling the radio station because he now studying the kakada. Money, his salary every month. Right? And he there, and he jamming with the hope that NDC, all kind of thing happen to NDC, and the NNP come back and he back on track again. Use Devon Britain as a typical example of NNP and how they just operate. You don't need to go far. The man used to call the Plead Your Cause program with Shaggy, what is the name by that boy? And the ungrammatic thing there. Anyways, the boy used to call over and over and over again. Use him as the example of the NNP and how the NNP functions. Call, he promoting the NNP, he cussing the NDC, he's whining about NDC people. Well, NDC win. You hearing Devon call a program? Which part? And he calmed down himself because he's still working in BNTF. As far as I know, still there. All right? You want to get the liquor, the liquor kakada, the liquor money, and stay there and play nice with them. And all you go know. Stay there and play nice with them. You can't play nice with them. NNP don't like all you. NNP don't want you to survive. You matter what? Just use that as an example. Let me drink some water. I'll go wrap up in a minute. 1 minute. Use him as an example. Yeah. Because somebody was it? Well, I said Devon Britain, did we? Or in BNTF? Well, yes. With Devon, we. Yeah, that's how the NNP operates. They go back in the shell, nice. But it's still NNP, eh? But then do certain things, they just calm down for a moment. They cover them thing and they wait in. There's some people, they pack away the thing and they just, all right, the season will come just now, pack it away. That's how they operated. Yeah. Calm down in BNTF. You ain't calling no program. You ain't this, you ain't that, no interview, no nothing. Just day, calm, business as usual. All you ain't know, that's how they operate. Use him as the example of a real NNP, how they operate in the ministries, in all departments, in everywhere. All about, that's how the NNP, in the police force, you have some of them, they used to be up front, bad NNP. They get ranked twice, once, twice, 3 times, rank go all the way up. And then NDC Impo, they calm like Bobot. They calm down like Baji. They calm. Yeah. You see them butter can melt in them out. Because they know the government could, because they're public servants, the government could move them from police and put them in some government department, with their own grade. They're public servants. Anything above inspector, they're public servants. They could put them somewhere else to work. Right? So they know. They calm. That's how they function. You don't know. That's how they do it. That's how they do it, people. But they're pretensive. If they get a chance to undermine you, they go undermine you. Yeah. I went to Mayday, and he had a whole NNP. They want to run him out, and I started to cuss him. I ain't care who they're wrong. I cuss him off. Because they ain't good. They're nasty. And, the police and so on, they're wrong, and who cares at the end of the day? Right? And then a particular police officer playing him, an NNP, he said, well, if it wasn't for this and that, they arresting him, Well, I mean, he couldn't touch me, right? I'm not worrying him, stupid, You understand? Dotishness. But him, I overheard him. I play here. He said, if it wasn't for, arrest him, arrest what? Nonsense. Right? But that's how they do. You frightened now to put your hand on, But that's how they do. That's how they function. They're playing the calm and they, Yeah. But if they get a chance to undermine the government, they're doing it. But they know they could be transferred. They could be, I remember there was a particular police who charged, was it one of those ministers? I know his name, I won't call his name. Right? I think he was Minister of National Security at the time. Charge the guy. The next day they put him on a board, they say you transfer to Karakou. And they just tear up the charge. They just send him in Karakou. You must know who is boss and who is in charge. You have to know. You have to respect. It's what it is. Send him in Karakou. And from that, he come. Nice. Yeah? That's how it is. But I'm telling you, that's how the NNP functions. That's how they function. They play quiet and calm and play nice. And nice what? Behind their back, they say, I'm waiting for you. Because that's what they want NNP to be in power. That's what they want. So you have to know them and you have to do certain things to make them know who's boss. Yeah? Can't play too nice with them. They're going to stab you with a dagger, a stingray. They will get a stingray tail. They go dry it and they go choke in your back and kill you. Right? Folks, you have to wrap it up. I want to thank Kim the King for giving me added time to vent, to speak. I wish you all the best. And folks, let's continue, to put sense in the head of those who need sense in the head, really. Because outside your politics is no church. It's not a church service. Some nice thing. And no. No way, Jose. All right? Take good care, folks. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back with you on Sunday, God's willing, from 1 to 2. Sunday, God's willing. Peace and love. Bye for now. Take good care. Bye for now. All right? Let's wrap it up. We must wrap it up now. We're gone way over time.
The proceeding was a paid program. The views expressed on this program are those of the host.